A mother decided to sell her dead son's bed to somebody who returned back later on after the purchase with a surprise that was beyond the mother's imagination. Today's man of the video is Gerald Campola. A simple act of kindness costs nothing, but it surely makes a difference in someone else's life. You have no idea what others are going through, and perhaps your gentle gesture would uplift their spirits and ease their pain. Losing a child is a tragedy, an incomparable pain indeed. People may be too quick to judge that mother who got rid of her dead baby's bed without knowing the real reason behind that. Just wait and hear the full story. Valerie Watts, a young mother from Cokato, Minnesota, witnessed the unbearable pain of her only son's death. The story is even more tragic when you learn that Valerie's pregnancy had been going just fine for successive 8 months. On reaching the 9th month, just before her due date of giving birth, she felt that there was something wrong with her baby. She sensed that her son was no longer moving in her womb, and that made her anxious. The doctors explained that her son's umbilical cord got pinched, so it stopped the supply of oxygen and nutrients from reaching the baby. Hence, the baby died in her womb, and she even gave birth to him stillborn. Can you feel how hard this situation is? The mother had already named her son Noah, and all of the preparations for his arrival were ready to welcome him home. Unfortunately, it was too late. That is such a nightmare which any mother would hardly get over. After mourning, Valerie did not know what she would do with Noah's things. He had many clothes and a whole nursery prepared just for him, but sadly he was not there to be pampered and indulge in all of these things his mother had prepared for his arrival. A year passed and Noah's room remained the same, with everything in place untouched. I think it's very tough for the mother to keep looking at her dead baby's things and not seeing him there. It was useless to keep these things that brought her nothing but reminding her of the pain of loss over and over again. One day, she had a yard sale, and only then she finally agreed to sell her baby's crib. It was sad because she of course had dreams about putting her son to bed and singing him to sleep in his cradle. This is when our man of the video, Gerald, was introduced. He saw the crib and had many plans for using it without having any background about its story. He did not waste time bargaining, and in front of his insistence, Valerie had to agree to sell him the crib. It was like letting go of the last physical reminder of Noah. Valerie told Gerald's wife about the baby's crib's sad story, which made the woman pity her even more, and after that, on her way back home, Gerald's wife told her husband the whole thing, which broke his heart. Gerald thought at the beginning that Valerie was just getting rid of her children's used things. However, when he heard about the story, he settled his mind on surprising the mother with something she shall forever treasure in her heart. When Gerald understood how important that crib was to the grieving mother, he decided it should return to the mother. But he had a great idea to transform that crib into a piece of furniture that could be put anywhere in the house as something to honor the memory of her son. He turned the crib into a bench where the mother could sit and feel as if she was close to her baby, so she would feel her with his warmth. Gerald just wanted to remind Valerie that her son still exists around her. Valerie had no idea about the surprise that Gerald was preparing for her. After a week of the yard sale, he came back to her with the baby's crib changed into a beautiful bench that will become her safe haven. Valerie was moved by this very sweet gesture from a complete stranger who showed his support to her and felt her grief. Valerie was pleased to know that there are good people out there, and Gerald is the proof. How amazing! Valerie knows she will always be indebted to Gerald because of his compassion and understanding. Gerald gave Valerie a priceless feeling of not being alone, important key for helping the grieving and the broken to heal and get over their misery in order to move on step by step. We have to know that we do not live in this world alone. There are people out there who have gone through many tragedies which sucked life out of their hearts, and they barely exist now. Some people try to conceal their suffering, but that does not deny its existence. And it does not mean we can overlook it. Let us practice offering help whenever we see somebody aching silently and remind them that they are not alone. We are all in this together. We do suffer as well. Perhaps we may be different in our degrees of tolerating pain, yet we are very similar since struggling in life is undeniable. Let us try to do like Gerald, show some empathy and understanding to those who need them most. Givers sleep better at night.